I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Brumbaugh? Here. Mr. Chris?
Here.
Ms. Kim Parsons?
Here.
Dr. Hinkleman? Here. Mr. Diaz?
Here. Two, hearing of the public. Do I have anybody here that would like to speak? I don't see anybody, so we will pass this section and move on to 3, superintendent's report.
Just for the record, of course, over the last 2 or 3 board meetings, we've talked a lot about legislation working its way through the General Assembly that would affect property taxes, property tax increases. And I think that we probably failed to be succinct in what those House bills are designed to do. So just very quickly for the record, I'm going to run through and give like a 1-sentence or 2-sentence definition for each one of these. So House Bill 129, that's the one about the 20 mil floor. Emergency and substitute levies for school districts come off of the 20 mil floor. So I heard some numbers last week that there were roughly 400 school districts in the state that were at the floor. 200 will come off because of House Bill 129. So again, House Bill 129 is about the 20 mil floor and emergency and substitute levies not counting towards the 20 mil floor any longer. School districts that do have emergency and substitute levies can renew them as fixed sum levies and renew every 5 years moving forward. We spent a lot of time talking about House Bill 186, and basically for us, if you are at the floor, every 3 years for a reappraisal or update, we cannot receive more revenue than the 3-year rate of inflation. And since we're not at the floor, 186 isn't affecting us, but maybe someday. Again, if we're at the floor, if the school district is at the floor, that school district cannot receive more revenue than the 3-year rate of inflation. 309, that's the one that authorizes the county budget commissions to reduce collections. And then finally, there's 355, House Bill 355, which is regarding inside millage, the inside millage cap. And again, a school district cannot receive more revenue generated from inside millage than the cumulative rate of inflation. So those 4 bills, 129, 186, 309, and 335, I was told last week the governor would get those Tuesday of this week. And people that are in the know expect Governor DeWine to sign those. It's not done until it's done, but reading the tea leaves, it seems that the governor's going to sign those this week. Second, very quickly, this is usually the meeting where I would communicate goals to the board. We have a district improvement plan that is somewhere between 15 and 19 pages that we work on this with our district leadership team, which is again a group of administrators and teachers that represent each one of the 3 buildings. What we do through that team, and thanks to Mrs. Hartley, is she takes this much more involved plan and turns it into a 1-page summary that's much easier for everyone to consume. And I have copies of that for all board members. These are essentially the goals of the district and what I'm chasing. And if you are interested in learning any more about any one of the 3 goals that we have, literacy, life readiness, and math, then I can give you the more complete report and we can talk about that together. So that's going to send these around the table, but that's all I have for this evening unless
So that
board has
pile right
questions.
there of the report, is that something that Katie's compiling? Like,
We all
with-
work
or-
on it.
okay,
But I would say that generating this report in the beginning was probably mostly Mrs. Hartley, and then since then, principals, members of the district leadership team. It's undergone several revisions. You can see the revision dates on here. So, yeah.
And
And touching on the different House bills, I know it's early because they haven't been signed and put in place yet, but it seems like most of these are based on schools that are on that 20 mil floor. And has there been any looking into what potential impact we may see with the passage of these bills?
Currently, nothing really affects us because we don't have those types of levies currently.
Right.
So I talked to the deputy auditor, and she said that they submitted their estimated rates to Ohio, the state Department of Taxation, and December 8th, and they have not certified those back yet. So we don't have any definitive numbers yet for what that would be like for us.
So, I have a question, follow-up. 129, that will actually count emergency levies towards the floor?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear. Because I thought you said it would not. It
Yeah.
will, because currently they don't
Correct.
count towards the floor.
Yeah, it's kind of I guess I might have said it the backwards way, but yeah, they would count towards the floor.
Okay.
And then moving forward, they have to be renamed to fixed sum levies. Because that's not confusing either.
And I've noticed some other schools in the county are changing or reducing the millages on their existing levies. Is that part of 309 where the County Budget Commission is asking these schools to reduce?
I suppose depending on who you ask, the county budget commissions are exercising authority in some counties across the state that they've already had. But yes, that's that function that's happening right now in some of the school districts in the county. That's the mechanism of 309.
I think it was everyone but us and maybe one other they asked.
I think there's been a collaboration between the county budget commission, or the auditor rather, and some school districts, but so maybe the ask was not as high as initially it was. And then yes, there are some school districts that were not affected at all. I was in a meeting last week with a representative from VASA who is in the know on a lot of these things, and he said that even though these four bills are not necessarily school district friendly, the versions that are going to the governor are much better than they were initially written. So they were very damaging at the beginning. There's been a lot of lobbying across the state. The General Assembly's heard from school districts across the state. And so again, the versions that are headed to the governor are much better than how they were initially introduced. There's always something. There'll be more.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Hopefully there's not as much anxiety related to future potential bills, because obviously there was news of significant implications of funding.
And to your point, Justin, VASA also created a simulation for the 610 or so school districts in the state. What would 129 and 186 mean for school districts in tax year 25, 26, and 27? Current law compared to when House Bill 129 and 186 are in effect. And our number, the simulation, our number is the same, like all the way across the row.
Before when you were saying we didn't have numbers yet, was that because they communicated we didn't meet the 20 mil floor, but we didn't know how close we were? Is that the numbers you were talking about?
Yeah, so I just reached out to confirm which numbers I should be using for our alternative tax budget, and they said for us, we're going to use what we've been originally given back in November. But yeah, I mean, nothing seems like it's going to be.
So we don't know what millage we actually should.
Yeah, and I don't know what our effective millage is going to be like that, because they haven't broken that down yet. 'cause
It wasn't
like 20, was it 23 or 22?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
22 and some change, I think, yeah.
It was 23.
But yeah, we don't have those yet. But for purposes of revenue, we're using their initial estimates for us.
There's not any other questions from the board, that's all I have for this evening.
We'll move on to Treasurer's Report. A, approval of Board of Education minutes November 17, 2025, regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Newman?
Yes.
Mrs. Gibb Parsons?
Yes.
Mrs. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Venus?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
B, approval of November financial report. Recommend approval of the November financial report. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please. Or no, you want to give a quick presentation?
Yes. Okay, so for the month of November, we have ourselves just a visual representation of where we're at with the budget versus actual. Our general fund balance is looking higher, roughly $97,000 higher than what we had budgeted, so that's positive. When it comes to our revenue, we are looking just a little bit lower, roughly $22,000 lower than what we had budgeted for our revenue at this point in time. And then our general fund expenditures are certainly lower by roughly $100,000 from what we had budgeted, and there's just a visual representation of that for our general fund. We have some variances per usual. These are kind of carrying throughout the months without any significant changes. So for our variances, most notably, we have our state foundations is looking, our unrestricted grants and aid is $41,094 or 1.34% lower than we had projected, and that's trending based on what we had thought. Our ADM did drop slightly from October to November by 7.36 kids, and then our base cost did drop roughly 0.5%. Targeted assistance has decreased 1.31%, and then special education has decreased 1.22% from October to November. So kind of looking how we kind of assumed where it is trending lower. For restricted grants and aid, we are $24,366 or 11.63% lower than we had projected. And all areas are continuing to trend as they were. Our DPIA is increased again by 1.38%. Student Success and Wellness Fund has dropped roughly 0.5%, and then our gifted just slightly decreased as well. So no big change in our state share of local property tax, because we did just receive that small manufactured homes reimbursement last month. However, we don't see a new settlement, larger settlement until April. So there's no significant change in that variance. And then all of our other operating revenue, we are trending higher continuously throughout these months, and we are $48,542 or 12.64% higher than we had estimated for the October 25 forecast. We did receive an EPC dividend, so extra revenue that they accumulate, they give out to the schools, dispersed to the districts that they work for. Our interest for the general fund was just under $50,000. Our interest rates are staying the same roughly with our money market and our NDS, but our STAR did drop again by 0.14%. Yeah, okay. And then just to kind of take a look at where we are with our Class B collections, our elementary school, from where we assumed based on last year's collections, where we assumed we would be, they are 84.4% at where we hope to get our fees collected. Middle school and high school are significantly lower with 26.4%, and 22.6%, from where we hope to get our class fees collected. Our expenditures for our personal services and our retirement insurance benefits are continuing to project lower. We haven't had any significant increases in hiring or anything like that. So we might see that drop a little bit if we get some of our bus drivers onboarded. Otherwise, we'll have to look at it again for the February forecast. And then supplies and materials. This gap, it was significantly higher last month, so that has kind of leveled out a little bit to 11.9% higher because expenditures were lower this month. But compared to last month, we definitely are leveling it out. So our highest expenditures this month were transportation, fuel costs, and maintenance supplies. And then just as an overview, our cash balance is looking healthier, but this percentage is, declining from last month. It was 26.99% higher than forecasted, but that's only because we don't have any significant revenue through December and January. So we get, our taxes in February. So that should be continue to decline next month and then January until we get our property tax and our income tax back in motion. And then we're at 136 days of cash on hand for our operating fund. And then this is just our cash summary report, so all of our fund balances. And then our investment summary, kind of what I touched base on earlier. Everything's staying the same. Our money market, STAR did drop slightly, and MBS is remaining at 3.99%. Then we have our lunch revenue. This month we were over our revenue by $5,746. And year to date we are trending lower, so our revenue is lower than what we would hope at this point. But the past few years we've ended on a good note, so I'm not worried about that, just to give you guys some information. And then these are all of the checks that were cut through the month of November.
Any questions?
I have a question with collecting fees for the different buildings for elementary, middle school, and high school. In elementary, they're paying for their fees before the first day of class or not? Like, I'm just trying to figure out why elementary is at 84%. Middle school and high school is, they're so low. And having a high schooler, you want to pay at the beginning of the year, like when it's at the forefront of your mind, and then school gets started, and then I feel like people kind of forget. So is there any way we could do collections earlier, or is it just because kids, their schedules are changing? And
That's it.
Okay. I mean, I figured, but.
They haven't, the high school and the middle school haven't wanted, probably more so at the high school than the middle school, but they haven't wanted to collect fees within the first 2 or 3 weeks of school while kids' schedules change. Some of the classes they take have certain fees associated with them whereas others don't. And so if we would collect the fees based on that schedule, kid drops a class, we would have to do,
Yeah, then it would just be very messy.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, I can't say definitively, but I feel like high school, their collections might be higher towards the end of the year when graduation and all that is happening, whereas, coming to an end and closing things up, there's not so much as a press to pay fees, I guess, if there's not a demand for it until closing. People can see their grades still, so, we're not holding those types of things.
Are there reminders sent out at all?
Yeah, they get regular reminders through the system. They're pretty automated.
Kind of like little lunch
Yeah.
balance.
Those definitely come out.
Those are pretty helpful though.
There's a solution. There's a
Oh, yeah.
solution. Put money on your kids' lunch.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Just add a few more zeros.
They go away.
Alright. That's it. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bruma?
Yes.
Dr. Hinkleman?
Yes.
Mr. Kress?
Yes.
Ms. Kim Parsons?
Yes.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes. 5 other special reports, NUEA.
On the agenda this evening is the calendar for next school year that a committee worked on with Dr. Ritchie, and this has actually voted on to bring to you this evening.
Thank you. B, OPSI.
No OPSI representative this evening.
Moving on, 6, agenda confirmation. Are there any any additions and deletions to the agenda?
No.
Okay. B, approval of the agenda. Recommend approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bruma?
Yes.
Ms. Kim Parsons?
Yes.
Mr. Kress?
Yes.
Dr. Hinkleman?
Yes.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes. 7, old business. Is there any old business?
No. No old business.
A, new business, or 8, new business. A, appropriations amendment. Recommend approval of increases/decreases in total appropriations for fiscal year 2026 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Hinkleman?
Yes.
Mr. Kress?
Yes.
Mrs. Bruma?
Yes.
Mrs. Kim Parsons?
Yes.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes. B, administrative contract. Recommend approval of the amendment to the following administrative contracts. Brad Ritchie, superintendent, effective January 1st, 2026. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, to elaborate on this, I was negligent in not getting an evaluation done this year, so we did one towards the end of the year. As a result of the evaluation, the board decided to increase Dr. Ritchie's salary based on his performance and also based on aligning him up with the average salaries of superintendents for similar sized schools in the county. So that's the purpose of this amendment. Any questions? All right, roll call, please.
Ms. Kim Parsons?
Yes.
Dr. Hinkleman?
Yes.
Mrs. Bruma?
Yes.
Mr. Kress?
Yes.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes. C, 2026-27 school district calendar. Recommend approval of the 2026-27 academic calendar in cooperation with the Milton-Union Education Association per current negotiated agreement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Hinkleman?
Yes.
Mrs. Bruma?
Yes.
Mr. Kress?
Yes.
Ms. Kim Parsons?
Yes.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes.
For the record, probably the thing that families will have to get used to for this calendar is that there is not a week-long spring break. There is Good Friday and the day after Easter in March, and that was a trade-off, a collaboration compromise, if you will, for when the end of the school year would be. So rather than end the school year at the end of the first week of June, we're able to end the school year on the same day that we graduate seniors, and so everything will come to an end Memorial Day weekend, which I think was, I guess, perhaps a selling point with staff, but there might be some getting used to that with parents and families who look forward to spring break for vacation. There's still a lot of the usual pieces still in there, day before Thanksgiving, 2 weeks at Christmas break, but no week-long spring recess.
It's just that the Memorial Day fell the last day of May, which means that you go that first week of June.
And for whatever reason, it was weird, it must be a little bit weird how the fair fell this year. So because we've always started after the Miami County Fair, I haven't checked student numbers recently, but in the past, it's been somewhere between 90 and 100 kids that are participating in the fair. So it's a substantial number of kids that are, scattered across the school district, not necessarily at any one grade level. So we've always just elected to start the school year after the fair. And it's just weird how the fair fell this year. So it pushes everything back a little bit. So we had to reclaim some days so we could finish at the end of May and not carry that last week into the beginning of June.
Do you anticipate not having the week-long spring break in the future, or it's more just the way the calendar fell this year?
We'll see. So we looked at some other options to see where we could reclaim some days. But we'll just have to, you'll notice too that we did not put in professional development days the week of Thanksgiving in November 2026. So, I guess it's in trying to maximize the number of instructional days and get to the contractual number of days required. I mean, you gotta go to school sometime. So it's, some people love Christmas break, some people love the time off of Thanksgiving, some people don't mind going into the summer. So, it's a little give and take to figure it out. So I don't know, to answer your question. I mean, we'll have to see how it goes.
There's too many track meets for me to go anywhere for spring break, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Moving on, D, OSBA annual membership dues. Recommend approval to continue membership in the Ohio School Board Association for 2026. Dues $6,283. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second?
Roll call, please.
Dr. Hinkleman?
Yes.
Mrs. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Kress?
Yes.
Ms. Kim Parsons?
Yes.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes. E, transportation modifications. Recommend increasing the number of K through 8 students and families eligible for district-provided transportation by including residents 1.65 miles or more from the school to which children are assigned. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second?
This has already been implemented, just needed board action.
Correct.
This started December 1st.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Ms. Kim Parsons?
Yes.
Mr. Kress?
Yes.
Dr. Hinkleman?
Yes.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes. F, consent calendar. Recommend approval of all matters listed under the consent calendar. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second?
Roll call, please.
Dr. Hinkleman?
Yes.
Ms. Kim Parsons?
Yes.
Mrs. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Kress?
Yes.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes. 9, other authorizations, resolutions, etc. A, appoint President Pro Tem for the organizational meeting. If you want, I will continue and do it into the organizational meeting, if everybody's okay with that.
Yes.
Works for me.
Any nays? Got some still lights. All right. I will be.
What happens if she says nay? Step number one.
B, Ohio State House, recommend approval of the 8th grade field trip to the Ohio State House on May 4th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
So is this kind of going to be, I know they used to go to the State House, but is this something different? Is this like the State House trip that you?
Or is this in lieu of DC?
I can't say that for sure. I know that they're at one time this school year they were trying to figure out, all right, what else can we do? I would assume that since Mr. Moore's got his name on it, he's trying to do something that even in some small capacity can substitute for the DC trip.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Engelmann,
Yes.
Mrs. Murbaugh,
Yes.
Mr. Chris,
Yes.
Ms. Kim Parsons,
Yes.
Mr. Beals.
Yes. 10, board reports. A, legislative and student achievement. Linda?
No, we already discussed. Did we discuss in the legislative front?
All right. B, policy update. Myself and Lori don't have any updates. Sure you don't have something?
No.
Okay.
No,
C, building and transportation. Myself and Justin, obviously, we saw the changes to our circumference that we approved. Anything else?
Yeah, we are looking for a second shift custodian still. So, we have some candidates, I've got a few interviews set, and the pre-service class that we'll both need to, the one will need to complete, the one will need to do the pre-service class. So, but to fit their schedule, it'll be the end of January before they are completed all the way through.
Do you speculate a little bit on what that might mean?
Hopefully reduce the radius a little bit more, maybe even get it to that 1.5 that we've discussed. We have from 1.5 to 1.65, there's another 70, 75 kids.
Wow.
So, yeah, that 0.15 of a mile. Because we start to get into the north side of town, and then even start creeping up on the south side of town as well. More centrally located to the center of town is where we're.
So we have two close?
Yeah.
Is there any?
We haven't had any other feelers. We did have one. I think he's kind of back and forth. There were some other things that he needed to get addressed first. So,
Position is still posted?
yep, they are still posted. So, always looking for bus drivers. Because you never know what the following year's going to bring.
That's right.
We have, plenty of bus drivers who've been doing this a long time. I assume some of them are nearing the end of their career. I mean, they just may keep on going, but you just never know what the next year will bring. So we're not trying to be, complacent in what we have. We'll always be recruiting and looking for bus drivers.
So we're looking for one custodian or one second shift?
I would love to have two, but that's a
Dream, but it
Yes.
can happen, and more bus drivers.
yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Are the new routes going okay?
Yeah. Yep. Honestly, it worked out really well. There wasn't too much change to anything because of geographically where the students that now qualified, we were able to fit them on the one bus, and then the other, the two buses, I guess, had room for those new students. So it didn't change for but maybe, I think one bus got 2 or 3 new kids. The other one got probably 8 to 10, and probably the same for the other. So, and that was just what had reached back out and requested the transportation. So it added about, I would say, 20 to 25 kids. It was sent to more than that, but that's what they requested based on their new eligibility. Yep.
Moving on, D, MVCTC Gym Volleyball, you can see the minutes are attached.
Yeah, when you folks are ready, I can reach out to Dr. Weldy, see if he'd like to come to another board meeting and give you folks an update.
E, Milton-Union Education Foundation, Jess?
Well, just a final number on the mini grants. We gave out around 15 mini grants, just a little under 12,000. So that was good. The next thing that's coming is the Bulldog Bash in March. So as far as our group, it's just kind of gathering prizes to be donated during the Boardwalk Bash.
Was your cap 12K for the distribution, or do you have more?
We can only give, I believe, like 10% of our,
Yeah, I think we could have done more. So I think we had, what was it, around 8 applications maybe?
yeah, for the
Um,
second round.
And then we put it back out, and then we got a few more. So we were able to award nearly all of the grants that were, classroom grants that were requested. There's some, kind of some big, more expensive, larger purchases in there, bigger pieces of equipment. But yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to have more applications. I think we probably could have given away more money.
But we were able to fulfill all the grants.
Yeah.
Which was very nice. to
It's
do.
an awesome organization. I don't miss
It is.
getting up early for meetings, but
It's fun.
it
It's
is.
great.
It is. Thank you. F, Audit and Finance Committee, Justin and Lori.
Good.
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right. G, Facility Complex Committee, that would be myself. I don't have anything to add unless Mr. Brackman has anything. Okay. 11, information and discussion items. A, general information and updates. Do you have any information or discussion items?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I'll take this time to express my appreciation to Lori for her, how many years is it now? 10 years? 10 years of service to the district. I've been on for many of those. So,
Yeah.
and you will be missed.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
12 board announcements, upcoming meetings, organizational meeting, Monday, January 6, 2025, 6 p.m. here in the board conference room. And then the regular board meeting, date to be determined. Is that an information and discussion item?
No, you set the calendar of meetings at the organization.
Okay. I thought we had,
I think it's 19th. Oh, not the organizational meeting.
Yeah, the organizational meeting, I think is
I
on
thought we
Sunday.
had that planned.
Yeah, Monday is the 5th, not the 6th, so that
Yeah,
needs to
regular
be
meeting?
corrected.
The organization.
For the organization.
the organization was January 6th.
It's
She
Monday,
said it was
January
the
5th.
5th.
Oh. I didn't type this up.
No, that's fair. So just we'll get it updated. But it is Monday, January 5th for the organization meeting.
Okay.
And then the regular board meeting will be January 19th.
That's Martin Luther King Day, so
Didn't we approve it? Or did we not?
I don't think we haven't.
Oh, last year.
We have,
Yeah.
So we discuss it at the organizational meeting, figure it out then. All right. Executive session, I recommend approval to adjourn to executive session for purposes authorized under Board of Education Policy 0166 and or C 121.22G1 to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee and or C 121.22G5 to consider confidential matters as required by federal law, regulations, or state statutes. There will be no action taken after the board exits executive session. Invitees will be,
Mr. Brackman, Cheyenne, of course, and Mrs. Hartley, Mr. Neely, and myself.
okay. Time entered into executive session, 6:40 PM.